This is the Cold Show coming to you weekly. Black and blue attack on the blitz look quickly. Carolina Panthers since 1995. Keep pounding till the day that we die. Protect the bank, this is our Queen City. Tell the haters ice up the 79 Steams 50. JC Horn locking up, that's our seatbelt. Derrick Brown no come down, that's how we felt. NFC South is always the villains. How you gonna stop Bryce to McMillian? The future is now, this our division. Carolina Panthers get ready for collisions.
Panther fans, welcome back to the Blue and Black Attack podcast. This is the Cold Show. I am here with my boys Jake, Pickle, and Deez. We have lots to talk about. There's lots that's going on since we've been together last Thursday. We had a preseason win. As of right now, we are still the only NFL team that is currently 1-0 right now, and I really milked that for everything it's worth this week, guys. I can't even lie to y'all about that. We saw the emergence of Hayes King. We saw a little bit shaky of a defense. I might be underselling it. I'm not really worried about it as much as I will be on Saturday if we repeat that performance. We're just going to jump right into it. Panther Pickle, go ahead and let's fire up this Canales interview and get warmed up a little bit.
All righty.
And hello to all three of you. Thank you for joining me.
Wonderful one.
All right. First of all, just we had Hendricks Motorsports out. A bunch of guys, their pit crew, some other of their managers and coaches came out. They were amazing to us last spring. We had a team event. We also did it the first year, spring of 2024. Rolled out the red carpet for the crew. Took a tour of Mr. Hendricks' car collection in the museum. Saw their facility, their training facility, state of the art. They just finished it, really proud of that. And then they even let us be pit crew. They let us get out there and change tires. They put us on the clock. Then they showed us how it's done and put up some really impressive times. So we were really happy to host them today, to be able to see us, our full operation. Jessica and Rachel gave them a tour of the facility and came out and watched the practice. And they're out there just hanging out with the players right now. So really appreciate them.
Dave Chuba was out there kind of
Yeah, we got an MRI on it. He got a hamstring. It's a legit hamstring. It's week to week right now, the way we see it. So we're going to get him in RTP. We're going to get him some treatment. Very confident he'll be ready for game one. Trying to get him out there sooner than that. But again, we'll be smart about it. We'll get him back in the appropriate time.
You guys signed or intend to sign Waller. Can you give us information on why you guys made that decision?
Yeah, I mean, just watching him over the years, he had a fantastic game here when they came last season and made some big plays against us. Again, just on brand with Dan and I, just looking for ways to challenge our roster, challenge our rooms, bring different types of talent into the rooms to really challenge the group and see what we have there. And we felt like it was a good fit. There was a lot of conversations back and forth about, just Mike? The vision and the group that he's coming into. So felt comfortable about that, found an agreement, and then we'll bring him in and do the physical and all that stuff shortly.
What do you like about him specifically?
Just the route craft. I remember evaluating him as a wideout coming out of Georgia Tech and then making the transition to tight end. It took him a couple of years to settle into the position, but he improved his route craft. He's fast. He's 6'6.5". So he really creates a dynamic possibility. And again, this is a competition. He knows that. He understands that's part of this deal and how we're trying to challenge our roster. So talked to him last night, and he's fired up to come here and to meet the guys.
Speculation.
Yes, Darren Bevel. How much input did he have, and what has Darryl really brought to the team overall as a veteran coach that you have around?
Yeah, using all the information that we can, and Darryl was around him and had great things to say about him as a pro, the way that he prepares, the way that he works, and so we had no reservations in that regard with that information. And on top of that, Darryl's just great eyes. A lot of the concepts that you see, a lot of our plans and different situational things go way back to what Darryl taught me and what we were able to create just over the years in Seattle. And so just being able to refine some things, remind why we did a couple of things, and really just be a support of Brad also in this transition.
What does this mean for a guy like JT Sanders?
Yeah, we're just challenging the room. So all the guys got to, just compete, and that's what we expect out of the group.
How did Chuba get hurt?
It was in one-on-ones, running a choice route, grabbed on him a little bit. We shut him down for the rest of the day, let it calm down, got some imaging today, so we had more information.
Does this mean more reps for HN and Dylan?
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe told us yesterday Daniel won't play on Saturday.
Yes.
Assuming now Chuba obviously is going to be out. Anybody else that won't be out there?
Right now, we're still kind of back and forth on Pat Jones. He had a great day and returned to play, but he's coming off of that illness. Want to make sure that he feels fully strong and ready to go, especially how warm it is. As you know, when you get sick, when you have when you have a virus, your electrolytes, your amount of water retention, all that gets a little bit thrown off. We want to make sure he's fully ready to go before we put him out there. So we put him through some things today. We'll reevaluate going into the weekend.
Start Saturday?
Yes.
Chuba's injury at all change the plan with Brooks in terms of maybe scaling him back or ramping him up?
I mean, he'll just take the lead spot. Trevor will be back. We'll be working in there with him in that first group. So those guys will go back and forth a little bit. AJ will be ready to go as well.
If when Bryce and this offense are out there on Saturday, even if it's limited in terms of compared to a regular season, what are kind of the benchmarks? Yeah,
benchmarks to me would be the urgency getting up to the line, the full group, attacking the line of scrimmage, making sure we're playing with great tempo. And then I just want to see our play style show up. I want to see the guys playing aggressively, making yards, making the plays I know they know how to make. And of course, it all starts with the run game. So that starts with the O-line up front. And JB and Trevor and AJ being able to get out there and run physically the way we want our guys to run.
Dave, how will you do your quarterback rotation Saturday?
Yeah, we'll get Bryce in there, a couple of series, kind of gauge it based on how many plays are accumulated within those 2 or 3. We'll go to Kenny after that. Kenny will play a good amount. He'll finish off the first half, come out into the second half, go for a period of time, and then we'll have Kyle come in and finish the game.
Dave, last year we know Mike and JC took it upon themselves to get T-Mac ready. Seems like they really amped that up this year. There was a moment today when they were picking on him, they weren't even covering it. Either one of them. What can that kind of chemistry one-on-one do for a team?
Yeah.
Just overall?
It is what makes us. It is how we improve our football. Is guys bringing their best every day, and we talk about rule number 1 is be a great teammate, and part of that is making sure that you're at your best. You know what you're doing, and you're playing with everything you have, full effort, so that you're bringing out the best in your teammate across from you. I've seen it for years and years. Going into my 17th season, I've seen guys make each other great. I've seen wide receivers make a DB great and vice versa. I've seen a nose tackle make a center great and vice versa. All those things play into it. The quarterback and the safeties, having to do different things with your eyes because they know what you're doing and what you're throwing. It makes you find the margins. It makes you try to find that competitive edge when you bring your best. These guys have a lot of respect for each other. You talked about Mike and JC and T-Mac. Throw X and Coker in the mix as well. They get after each other pretty good, and that's what we need. We need that so that the guys can continue to improve and find the best in their game.
Do you feel like that size-speed combo that you were talking about with Waller and his track record, but that skill set, did you feel like that was something that was missing in your tight end room?
I'm excited about adding that part. Chris Brazel was here for that reason as well, to stretch the field, be that big target. And with Darren, he brings 6'6.5", and he still can run. I think he'll be 36 in September, but if you put on the film from last year, he's playing at a high level.
Not that old.
He could play some in the slot. Would you anticipate that?
Yeah, just after kind of studying some of the different ways he's been used over the years, he's got some versatility in how you can use him.
Nobody's hurt in the tight end room, right? It's not anything to do with
No, they're all doing great. This is just on brand with what Dan and I believe. It's like if we have an opportunity to challenge our room in one way, shape, or another, and it fits within the full structure of all of it. Of course, Branson's involved in this conversation. If we have an opportunity to do that, it elevates everybody's play. So I'm excited about that.
How do you think the room responded today, just overall in their play? Having somebody added to the room.
I'll have to watch on film.
Chuba, how are you very confident he's going to be ready for week 1. You're saying the MRI didn't show anything too severe?
Chuba.
I don't want to get in. I'm going to call it week to week. We're going to reevaluate with each game. I would love to get him back, let him get out there and get some action with the guys in this preseason. That's the goal. We feel very confident he'll be ready for week 1. Yeah, thank you.
I thought it was interesting that he brought up Chris Brazzell. Kind of makes you think that he brought Waller in not just to challenge the tight end room, but just the as a receiving threat in general. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pickle, I think it's just good. Just forget the player because I'm excited about Waller, the player. I'm cool with having a veteran guy just injected here at the last minute to go ahead and help guide the guys into the season.
Right.
Waller's tested. I mean, if you look at his tape from last year, he looks a lot more fluid and fast, and people are going to give him credit for it at his age. Like, he really doesn't look like he's aging. Injuries scare me. It's always been a thing with him, damn near head to toe. But if you can get him going in the red zone with Bryce, especially out of the play action, my friend, I think he'll be able to make some plays for us.
Right. And I think you will. I want to caution folks, some folks looking at Waller thinking, well, he's going to come in, he's going to be a few weeks, he'll take over the number 1 job, and then he'll be an elite tight end, and we'll sign him. No. Slow your roll.
Yeah,
this
we ain't
man
asking
is
for
34 years old, and he's in just to be a kind of a situational guy in different formations. He's not here to take over the tight end room massively.
Diesel Skills, thank you for everything you do for me, first and foremost, my brother. I'd love to get your opinion. Are you as excited about Darren Waller as I am?
Yeah, if I'm not, I might be more excited.
You might be. I'm excited, though. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah,
I think red zone opportunities with this man is going to be plentiful.
Well, that's another weapon for Bryce. You know, I get it. The guy's a little bit older or whatever, but he still had a productive year last year with Miami. I think it was 6 touchdowns in just 9 games played. I mean, half a season for Waller last year. I mean, would we be okay with half a season from him here? Yeah, probably. I mean, we as a group haven't been down heavy on the tight end room that the Panthers had before Waller. So, him playing half a season would be great for us, that injection. And we talked about it some last night. And I still think Tommy Tremble is our primary tight end as a blocker. Our primary tight end as a blocker. We'll see him on the field more, I believe. And I think he just comes in as that tight end, too, with a real receiving threat. And we've talked about it before where we want to go 4 wide and maybe put a tight end out there. You were mentioning it previously, Cole. And
what I wanted for JT, honestly.
I know. And I think it's more realistic now with Waller here. And maybe he mentors JT some if they can make room for him on the roster. I don't know if they can or not, but it kind of goes together. It would make sense if they were looking for somebody to come in and teach this tight end room, this young tight end room. Mitchell Evans only in his 2nd year on how to be a great tight end. It makes a lot of sense. Maybe he's here to mentor Mitchell Evans, and it has nothing to do with JT. I don't know, but I do see a lot of production coming from this guy because we know Bryce Young likes to throw to the tight ends in the red zone. They had an elevated stat last year out of the tight ends rather than the wide receivers as far as total touchdown numbers. So Bryce really looks to the tight ends in the red zone. So I think it is a big deal that he's on this team, and it will generate some points and some yards going forward, no doubt.
Jacob, again, thank you. Welcome back to the program, my friend. Forget Darren Waller's age. 6'6" is a big target. I don't give a damn about the age. I think that's something that Bryce Young can work with. How you feeling about it?
I love it, man. I was excited when we got that news. I mean, I know he has his injury history. He's probably a CVS receipt long. But I still think he's going to be a great guy to have in the locker room. Damn if you put him as a tight end. Damn if you put him as a wide receiver. I mean, the dude is a legit weapon. He's a legit threat on the field. Yes, he's 33, turns 34 later this year. But if you don't think for 1 second that he's going to have the eyes on the defense is going to have the eyes on him, so to speak. They're going to have to not just plan for Nalo. They are going to have to plan for him, too, because the dude at one point in time was like one of the best tight ends in the league. I mean, he just was. I mean, Was that foregone ago? Yes. But even if you get even a slither of what he used to be, I mean, that's just an asset that you want to have on the offense.
Wholeheartedly agree. I just think that's just such a matchup nightmare if you could get him in the slot against maybe a smaller cornerback. I knew he was still productive. I didn't watch many Miami games last year. I knew he had a few touchdowns, had a nice couple little hot streak there. But when I really watched his highlight tape that somebody posted, I think there's some tread on the tires still. I think as long as he stays healthy, that might can put us a little bit further. Pickle, I'm not trying to give us like a +10. We're going to be top 10 in offense now, but I think you could jump 2 to 5 positions maybe if you get any kind of production out of the tight end in this offense. If Brooks, and then you, of course, Nalo's going to do his thing. And then if anybody else, Coker, steps up behind that, I mean, why can't we have a top 15, damn near a top 10 offense if Waller comes in here and helps us put the ball in the end zone?
If our offense is clicking and Waller's a part of it, that's absolutely terrific. I mean, it absolutely is. It just shows. It would show that next year, in the draft or free agency, the Panthers should do a serious investment in the tight end room at that route.
Freak of nature would do some good.
Right.
I just seen that, Michael. That was a good play.
All right, y'all got anything else you want to get off about Waller before I spin the subject? I'm about to throw this next one.
I'm ready. Yeah, I got something else, and I think
Go ahead, sir.
I think the big reason for bringing him in is the relationship with Darrell Bevel, and
Absolutely.
we've already seen. I know we only watched the Hall of Fame game, but that was a difference in play calling, guys.
Sure,
that wasn't the same kind of play calling we saw last year. That offense was much more West Coast than what we saw last year. I think Dave is more. We make fun of Dave for not being dedicated to the run, but saying he's dedicated to the run. But he was more dedicated to the run than what we saw in the Hall of Fame game would be my point. It's more of a West Coast offense. It's more of a pass-happy offense. It's more of a bombs-away offense. And you're just throwing another weapon out there on the field, an experienced veteran, a former Pro Bowler. And I think his relationship with Darrell Bevel is the reason why you bring him in, because he already knows the offense. He's got to learn new language, sure. For each and individual plays and things like this, we know the language changes for every NFL team, but the concepts are the same, and those core concepts he flourished in. So that relationship with Bevel is going to translate to Idzik, and I really think he can make an impact on the field, despite the fact that he's going to be 34 this year. I don't think that's that much holding us back as far as his knowledge of this offense is going to help this team moving forward. I really do. I think he's going to not only help the tight end room, but the offense in general. This guy could turn around and be a safety blanket for Bryce Young, especially in the red zone before we know it. So I look for confidence in him from this coaching staff and the front office, and him getting a sufficient playing time on the field to be effective. I really do see it playing out well.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a very quick detour because I want to kind of circle back a little bit because this is my first show since our first preseason game. Deez, I'm going to stay right with you, and then you start this off for me, and we'll spin around. Stock up, stock down for players that you saw last week against the Cardinals. Could be anybody. Who's your 2 players, my friend? Who did you like and who did you not like, and who are you worried about?
You got me first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go. Claude and Chairless stock up. We saw him getting starting reps this week in training camp or in camp, and then I'm gonna go stock down for Wallace. I know Wallace had an interview today, but the fact that he's giving up reps now to a veteran bubble guy is not good for that 2024 draft class. Just like bringing in Darren Waller is probably not good for JT Sanders in that 2024 draft class. There's a quick stock up, stop down.
Love it. I'm going to take the next one, then I'll throw it over to you, Jacob. I'm going to go stock up, and I may be overreacting, but I think big time it's got to be A.J. Dillon. I think he can be a good red zone running back. I mean, I understand Brooks can be a powerful runner, but I think Dillon can do that as well. I think he is a formidable and it could be a small committee at first if you don't want to rush Brooks back. you could run Brooks a little bit, you could run Chuba a little bit, you could run Dylan a little bit, and just first couple weeks it just alternates. You never really know who gets the most attempts. Some teams do that. I hate that. I really do. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but that's just the way the NFL is sometimes. Pickle, how you feeling about that?
That sounds good. I mean, I understand. That is the way the NFL works.
You can't get nobody in rhythm like that, though. That's my only problem.
Right. But this is the way the preseasons are, and they're not perfect, but it's better to have it this way than without preseason altogether.
Now, Jacob, you can use some of the same answers if you need to. Who's your stock up and stock down from the Hall of Fame game?
Stock up definitely is going to be Zakee Wheatley. I thought he was a hell of a safety back there. I think he was the one highlight that we really had on our defensive side of the ball was Zakee Wheatley. And I'll even go as far as just the safeties in general. I thought played pretty well that game. Stock down though, it's going to hurt to say this name because I'm a big fan of him. I still got a lot of faith in him. But Princely McMillian, I think he had a down game, and I think he's a guy that we're going to have to rely on a bunch. Who I had high hopes for this season, but I didn't see enough out of him. I mean, we got to have him step up, man, and just make big plays, and he's going to be a big factor on our defense this coming season. So he's got to do something.
Right.
Pickle, you gonna follow suit with some of these answers, or you got something different?
I'm gonna go stock up for Haynes King.
Good answer.
Because Haynes King impressed a lot of folks, and I still think he could be a good number 2. Stock down would have to be Jatavian Sanders.
Valid.
Because if his stock was even middling, they wouldn't have brought in Darren Waller. So.
They were looking for that. I think they were really looking for something more than what they got in the Hall of Fame game. And probably the same thing with Trevin. If we waltz a damn linebacker in here, it's going to be the same type of situation, and I couldn't blame him for that whatsoever.
And if I may throw this out there,
absolutely.
I'll just throw this out there. My strong consideration for stock down would be to Corey Thornton.
He did look great, Pickle.
Not playing like
he got
did
rust.
Last year.
He's definitely got rust on him.
So he's got 3 more games. He's got to get that ironed out, or
yes, he does.
He'll find himself looking for another job.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know that man Diesel skills, but when you're coming back from an injury, especially early in these preseason games, I feel like it's got to be some kind of like mental block, and also like
he broke his leg
to overcome, and he broke his damn leg. Jake, I forgot that he broke.
Yeah, he broke his leg, man. Look, I broke my arm, and there was a period in time where I didn't even want to play football, like backyard football, because that's how I broke it. I broke it playing backyard football, and there was a moment in history, like I was like, I don't even know if I ever want to play football again, because I mean, it's just in the back of my mind, it's going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? I think he could definitely possibly be thinking about that. Like maybe he's not trusting his legs enough. Once he does that, that's the reason why when that came to that Lathan Ransom hit the other day or it's been a couple days now, on Jonathan Brooks, and there was a little fight over it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, I still think that was good that Jonathan Brooks
agree.
took that hit, because now he can trust his legs now.
I'm with that wholeheartedly. Skills, not only just Corey, but do you think players in general, there's sort of like a mental thing they have to overcome as well as the body when they get back in these first couple of preseason games, and it makes them start slower than we expect?
Yeah, I think they got to be careful. I think
I do too.
Their bodies aren't completely tuned up to the physical activity, but they're so hungry to go out there and play that just start pulling stuff and tearing stuff and everything else. Just reacting raw, just like I'm so ready to play. I'm ready to rush out here and do this. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're largely a younger team in a lot of ways, maybe not by overall age in the NFL, but most of our players are young and developing, and I think they're so hungry this time of year to get on the field and prove themselves, they just kind of overdo it. And I think we saw that with Will Lee, especially in that Hall of Fame game. I don't think he showed his real potential. I think he kept biting on routes because he was so eager to make a play, so eager to make a splash in the NFL, to show to the guys what he could do, to show the coaching staff what he could do. And I think Will Lee in that game is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. These young guys just hungry, ready to make a play, overreacting, and biting on things that they shouldn't or they normally wouldn't go.
Right.
Hey, best time to learn is in preseason, really.
And I think that's why I undersold it. I feel like maybe I should have been more upset about some things I saw on defense, but I feel like they really cut the secondary loose and just let the cornerbacks just kind of have at it. We were super aggressive and just got burnt. I don't feel like we would have been doing the same thing in the actual game.
Bill Polian said on Tuesdays on XM Radio when he was talking about this game, he said that we were lined up in a lot of cover 2. And cover
That's
3.
basic as hell. Yeah.
But the safeties weren't lined up in that. Both safeties were lined up in the wrong defense the entire game. That's caused, and that would cause the corners to look bad, and they really wasn't.
And it was giving Carson Beck free range.
Right. Carson.
He's a good quarterback. I'm not going to say that like he is. Right. He saw that and went crazy.
Right. And one thing I'm going to say, though, and this goes for everybody across the board.
Sure.
You can practice all you want. You can look like the Hall of Fame in practice. But until you move it to a game, it don't mean nothing.
I can only imagine, Pickle, at a level like this, how much it is a stress on your body, because I did it throughout my whole childhood, through high school and stuff. You can be in the best shape you have ever been in your life, feel like you can run 10 miles. But game shape, your body breaks down terribly that first game, and especially in the second half. It's really just, like you said, it's something you have to walk through. And anybody that's played football knows once you get that first game, hell, really even the second game, but by the time you get to that third game, you're usually straight. You're in game shape. But that first one, especially during this time of year, it's just so brutal, even preseason games. So I can see it. You get tired, shit happens, you don't think straight, you don't line up straight, you get burnt. So I can see that easily happen. This is what I want to do for the rest of the show, my people. We're going to have one more topic, and then we're going to get into the game on Saturday. Jacob, I'm going to start with you because I'm going to be really honest. I've been looking at our numbers from last year, the entire show. I see Bryce Young barely over 3,000 yards, which is better, which is good. That's fine. You can win with that. We obviously got to the playoffs with that. But what I have stuck on my mind, and I might be overrating us, and it really is kind of scaring me to say this, but I really think this could happen. Jalen Coker's goal is to get 1,000 yards. I believe he can do it. Nilo got 1,000 yards as a rookie, and I believe he's going to have a better year than he had last year. Do you believe, like I do, Jacob, that we could have 2 1,000-yard receivers in this offense next year?
I do. I do, and I think Bryce Young is going to have over 3,500 passing yards too.
Ooh, that'd be a great season.
I'm not even done yet. I think he's going to have over 30 touchdown passes as well.
Getting into a premier status now, brother. That's franchise
I'm telling you
numbers.
right now, bro. I'm talking about top 10 quarterback I'm telling you, I think it's going to happen. But yeah, I think Coker and Nalo both are going to have 1,000 yards, man. We got to keep them healthy. Knock on wood. That's the biggest factor. They got to stay healthy through the whole season. But yeah, I think it's definitely a real possibility that both them guys get 1,000 yards this season. And Bryce Young has a very, very good season.
Skills, I feel like if those two guys get 1,000 yards and Bryce protects the ball, we're going to have a really good season. Do you see a world where both of them could get 1,000 yards?
Oh, yeah, easy. I saw a cool post today on X about all these great wide receivers in the league that didn't have a good first playoff game. But Jalen Coker had 125 yards. I can't remember 1 or 2 touchdowns, whatever it was, in his first playoff game, NFL playoff game. So, the big lights and all that didn't bother Coker at all. And one of the cool things I thought of today is, what if that second 1,000-yard wide receiver, of course, the first Nilo, and then the second one, what if it's XL? What if XL really thrives with all these weapons on the field? Because Coker's a bona fide number 2, in my opinion, and they better guard him or he's going to tear him up. And he proved that last year, and that's just giving XL more room to run. And now the addition of Waller to the offense, that's just giving XL more room to run. And I said it before in the chat here at the Blue and Black Attack. even if XL is able to achieve 800 yards, do you know how freaking good our offense is going to be?
Absolutely.
Do you know how exciting our offense is going to be with an XL at just 800 yards? That's it. Just 800 yards, say 6 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. We will be explosive and an absolute blast to watch. I think it's possible from what we saw, and I know it was just a Hall of Fame game. We got plenty more time to change our decisions on this. But as of right now, we look pass happy. We look ready to throw the ball. We look like everybody knows what they're doing. Even the backup guards, for goodness sakes, know what they're doing in this offense already. It looks like good, clean coaching to me, Cole. And my big thing here is XL. What if XL really is that guy this year? Not the number 2, but a guy who really contributes to this offense, just like we thought Brazel might be. That's the other part that we've been missing, another weapon out there on the field for Bryce to go to.
Pickle, I'm going to let you get in on this. I just want to add one more very quick thing with Xavier. Skills, in order to be taken seriously, and I hate to really sound like this, he needs to double his numbers, what he did last year. He had 363 yards last year and 3 touchdowns. If he can just double that, I think it will be straight. You're talking about 6 touchdowns from him. I never thought that he was bad in the red zone. I think if he can be a solid red zone target, and if his TDs are decent to mid, and then the yardage just isn't there, that's fine too. But just find a way to make a difference. He's looking a lot better. I know it's preseason, but, I mean, we've seen times even in training where he's not running good routes. His footwork's not together. He doesn't look coordinated, and I think we're starting to see an improvement on that. Pickle, 2-part question for you because I want to know your opinion on this. What would a Panthers Twitter world look like if Xavier Legette had 1,000 yards this season is my first question. And the second part of my question is, do you see a world where we have Nalo and Coker pulling off 1K this season, my friend? Have at it.
Well, honestly, Coker's going to have to start stepping up in camp because he's been silent all camp. Occasionally he'll catch a ball. Occasionally you'll hear something. But by and large, he's silent. So is he waiting for game time? Maybe. We shall see Saturday. If XL steps it up, he improves, he can translate what he's doing in camp to the actual playing field. Well, let's just say Twitter will be on fire.
Burn.
I will help burn the field.
And you got matches.
Yes, sir. I got matches and a gas can. I mean, there are going to be some folks that's going to lose their ever-loving mind, and I'm going to sit over there in the corner with my popcorn and eat healthy.
It would be hell to pay for a lot of people if that were to happen.
Right. So, but
I'm here for it.
Me too.
Right. Me too. But, you know, and you know, if Bryce throws all that, let's be real, y'all. The other side is going to have their feast as well. So, I mean, it's good for guys like us who just want to cheer for wins. And for a lot of the fans that follow us, they just want to cheer for a win.
Yeah.
They really could care less on the yards. They just want a win is a win is a win, and I'm happy we won. And they are going to eat healthy because Bryce is going to throw for them yards. The receivers are going to catch. And when you go on Twitter or some even groups, they're going to be infighting and arguing on who performed better. And we're going to laugh and say, we told you why it didn't matter, and it still don't.
There could be a world where it's like that. Bryce just is hot and just is finding a certain person more in one game than he does the next game. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's kind of why I really thought about it. Maybe we don't have those two 1,000-yard receivers, but you've got 4 or 5 receiver with pretty solid, mid-range numbers, and that can also be just effective. Maybe he does start spreading the ball around more. Mm-hmm. But you just know Nalo's going to get his, though. I just can't shy away from that fact. I don't know what his targets were like. Pickle, damn, he had 122 just last season. So what could that lead to this season? I mean, I just think that would just be a tremendous – I mean, you just feel like he could even get more than that. But Skills, I did have, like you and Pick were both talking about this. I know we're kind of backtracking just a little bit earlier, but I didn't speak on this. I love the play calling in the first game. I'm usually we're not moving the ball, but I saw things just developing and we were getting easy targets that were just wide open. And if you can do that for Bryce Young and he give him options to make the right play, I think we've seen as he's got older, most of the time he still turns the ball over, not going to act like he doesn't, but he does make the right play, Jacob. I think this offense, especially with Bevel being here, he might flourish in it. They might make him look like a young Russell in this. That's the goal.
Man, and I say what you will about Bryce Young, but that man can take a damn hit too.
He can. He's a tough bastard. You cannot question that.
Take a hit. But yeah, I think I'm with the majority. I got high hopes for Bryce Young. I really do. I think he's going to have an unbelievable season. But like, we got to face the facts too. Like, he has no reason not to succeed this year. He has all the weapons possible to him now. I mean, Waller, if he's even half the person he could be for us, yeah, I mean, this offense is wide open for Bryce Young. It really is. And we got to stay healthy. That's still a big factor. But if we're healthy going throughout the season, Bryce Young should have a hell of a season. I mean, I'm just being honest with you.
And that way,
or go ahead, Pickle. I'm sorry, sir.
That way, Bryce and Xavier Legette, two of the most controversial folks here, even though it's not their fault.
No, at all.
Can step up and say, I told you so.
I agree, Patrick.
Skills,
and they can say, shut the hell up. Go ahead.
Skills, I want to present this to you, my friend, and Pickle. You can probably vouch for me on this, and this is not a knock on Coker at all because I feel like he's going to have a good season. But sometimes after a receiver gets paid, they get that attention on the field too from these defensive backs, and then you can have somebody that's a third or fourth string like Legette that will pop up and occasionally have a better game than maybe your one or two. So I don't think Legette's ever given up, Skills, and you can just tell that he's put in a lot of hard work again. I hope it's just not a mirage. I think he can come out here and actually do something for us this year for once.
Well, dude, you know, when we went to Fan Fest last year, I mean, when
we saw that top end speed. You cannot sit here and tell me that man is slow. He took the hell off for that touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like he had a lot of space, Cole. There was a guy chasing him. The guy just couldn't catch him. I mean, he literally couldn't. XL just outran him once he got the ball. And that's the stuff that Panthers fans give him a hard time about because they haven't seen it. And I wish when we drafted him, that was the first thing I wanted to see it. I was like, man, this is a big physical guy. He's got, strong muscles. He's going to run somebody over. He's going to run over some little defensive back in the secondary, and we just haven't seen that kind of athleticism from him, first of all, or wherewithal on the field, or that acceleration that we saw in that Fan Fest. So that's the stuff that we want to see. And Panthero pointed it out very well in the chat. If we're already drawing one safety on Nalo, where's the other safety going? He's probably not coming down to guard XL. You know what I mean? He's probably going to stay out there on Coker. Or even maybe come down and watch Waller or something like that. So it seems like there's a lot of opportunity for him within this offense, given the weapons that we have. And I promise you right now, we're going to see many more double teams on T-Mac than what we saw last year. And that's just opening the door for these other guys, whoever you want to pick. The Panthers haven't even picked yet who the group of wide receivers are. But whichever one you want to pick, they've got more opportunities this year than they had last year. I know that for sure.
Pickle, I'm going to ask you a little quick sticky question because it's really got my gears going, and I want to see where your thoughts is as well as the rest of the panel. Players got to make plays. I understand that. We've all, unfortunately, it's gotten so bad with XL at times that we've laughed because he can't get his feet work right, even in practice. We've admitted that he's gotten better with that. But here's my question for you, my friend. If a player like him, we've seen the explosive, we've seen the speed. Yes, he has some drops. Is it wrong of me to kind of put an indictment on the quarterback just a little bit and maybe the coordinator for not giving XL the ball and putting him in position where he can do his best and flourish? Because we've seen him run some routes that I don't feel like, streaks or caters to his strengths of his needs as a wide receiver. And I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, because I've been the worst on XL. I'm just trying to paint a different picture from my traditional thing.
I would honestly say, to me, the play calling. I would pull it down to the head coach, Dave Canales. call plays last year. That's the person who should hold the guilty flag. Years and years ago, long before I went to school, if you misbehaved in school, they set you in a corner and you wear a dunce cap.
Yeah.
That's what Dave Canales should wear around quite often. It's a dunce cap because, we laugh and it's funny, but reality is he can't call plays and run an offense. And maybe the dunce cap should be passed to David Tepper for expecting him to.
That's a lot. I can't even be mad at him for it. I mean, we knew that he was going to give the keys to Idzik eventually, but if he would have kept on doing that, I swear to God, Canales would have ran himself already into the ground. You can tell just in the 2 years or the year or two that he's been in here. He looks a little bit older already. I know he's been a coach for a long time now. He's literally said in the interview with Just Watch his 19th or 20th season. But that shit can wear you down. I really like that he would be more clear-minded and level-headed skills going into the season. He's a manager of the whole operation now and an evaluator of talent, and he doesn't have to worry about the play calls. And if he needs to step in and help with that, he can. I love his situation he's in right now. How do you feel about it, brother?
Nobody should be happier than Panther Pickle. One of Pickle's biggest shows last year was a post-game show where he absolutely torched Dave Canales. Smoked him for his play calling, and a lot of fans did. And I went looking around, and it looked like the fans were right. It was a mistake by Dave. Watching the game live, I didn't pick it up. I didn't believe in it. But after the fact, after a little bit of study, it was Dave's fault. And Rico even spoke about the same play calling over and over. Not, you know what I mean? Not doing different things, not switching it up. And I think this is a better role for Dave to be an overall motivator of the team.
And that's okay. I need everybody to know that's okay skills.
Yeah, so we brought him in so that people couldn't steal our head coach or steal our coordinator, basically. But now here we are in a situation where that's totally possible. If Brad has a great year, he might get promoted next year. We don't know that it won't happen. But the good news is, I guess with that, Cole, is that we still got Canales, and he's the guy that has kind of orchestrated the offense from the get-go. He did call every play for 2 years, more or less. So even if we were to lose Brad, we can still fall back on Dave and him finding the next guy to call plays for him. And I think with a guy like Darrell Bevel in there, as long as he's worked with Brad already, I think even if we lost, like we just did great on offense and lose our offensive coordinator next season, I still think that we'd be okay considering what we got already in there with Bevel and Dan and Dave all working together for a period of time already. We would still be fine.
Pickle, am I overreaching? Or do you see the same thing I do? Do you feel like Canales is just in a better place, especially mentally right now? I think he's ready to grow. I love him a lot more as a head coach than I do as a play caller.
No, and let me paint the picture like this for those who don't realize this. Imagine, well, let's play it this way. Brad Idzik has been here for as long as Canales has. Brad Idzik lines up the players. He talks to the players. He goes over film with the players. He discusses what a player likes and what he not likes. He discusses on, okay, this player is good in this route. With this route, he may struggle. This running back likes to run to the right because the right guard blocks well for the side he likes to run up on. Now, this other running back would rather run straight up the middle because he liked it better that way, and then you have feelings, and you have you have the quarterback saying, I really trust this guy. I really trust this guy. He catches the ball. He has a good sense of when I'm getting ready to get sacked, how I can get the ball up, and he's always ready. The other guy's a great guy, but he just doesn't have that sense. And then come Sunday, Dave Canales is calling the plays. And everything that Brad Idzik chatted with the players and got their feelings and their plays and which players like what plays better is all out the window because Dave Canales calls the plays, not the guy who organizes all this. Imagine you setting up a party. Mm-hmm. You get the catering, you get the transportation, you get food, and everything's right, but you're going to leave it up to your mama to invite the people. And your mama invites all the old folks to church.
Oh, now you done messed the story up.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? I mean, it's all to hell because and that's exactly what was wrong with our offense last year. And it's no disrespect to Dave, but if you Bill Parcells used to say, if I have to cook the dinner, at least I'll be helped to get the groceries.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the way I feel Brad Idzik's like. If I have to cook it, at least let me buy the groceries.
Another long shot, quick question for you then, Pickle. It's what we saw last night. Could that be a situation with that where he might have been like, look, we don't got what we need receiving-wise at tight end. We got all the blocking we need, but I need a bigger play threat. Let's go holler at Waller right quick. I could see something like that happening, maybe.
It could. It could have been a situation where...
Did we work him out? Like, I feel like we did or we didn't.
No.
I feel like we didn't.
No.
I feel like for some reason we might have stuck it under the radar.
The guy with the connection, now granted, they could have and we not know about it. And we really don't know how long this has been. Maybe this has been in works the entire training camp.
Could be.
But Waller didn't see the need to come in at the beginning of training camp. That's highly possible. A lot of these vets don't mind to show up and get to work.
There's a long list of them.
They don't feel the need that they have to go through all this training camp.
Yeah, you can pull that up, and I mean, don't literally do it, but you can look at that list, and that list is tremendous right now with players that's going to play this year. Jacob, I didn't forget about you. Let's circle back, my brother. Dave Canales as a whole. Are you seeing the same thing I do with he looking like he's refreshing, going to be a better head coach than he is a play caller, and how are your feelings about that?
I think Dave Canales did a great thing by giving Brad Idzik the passing torch, so to speak, when it comes to play calling, because he's going to be able to do so much more on the sideline for players, like a good play, bad play. He's going to be able to talk to them more. He wasn't able to do that when he was the play caller. I think it's going to benefit our team more. And what I've seen with Brad Idzik play calling in the Hall of Fame game, there's a little bit of spice to his playbook. It's not all just Dave Canales plays and stuff. So I really like that. I got so high hopes in this offense now, coming off that Hall of Fame game, man. I'm just ready for week 1 against Chicago. I really am.
I heard that. All right, let's spend the rest of our time, Panther Pickle. We're going to talk about Saturday, my friend. We got a big game coming up. I'm going to call it a big game because the ones are running. What do you think that's going to look like as far as snap count? You can take that any way you want to with players individually, first string as a whole. What do you think that's going to look like? And then we'll swing it back around. I got a couple more questions.
I think they're going to play quite often what Kenny Pickett played last week. They're going to play 20 snaps, something like that. A lot of that's going to depend on how the offensive line holds up. I mean, let's be real. If you're in the first series and Bryce gets sacked twice, then all of a sudden you get an offensive lineman go down. No, everybody's getting benched.
Yeah.
Kenny, you're going in. And that's just how it is. You know. Or, you know, let's just get imaginative. Bryce hikes the ball, hands it to Jonathan Brooks. He goes 10 yards. Bryce gets the ball, hikes the ball, throws a 20-yard route to Coker. Bryce hikes the ball, throws a deep pass to T-Mac. He's at the 10-yard line. Hikes the ball, throws another pass, because the Panthers are actually practicing a lot of 13 personnel. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if folks don't realize, that's one running back, three tight ends, and one wide receiver. So let's just say he hikes
another
the ball
reason Waller's here
and throws a slant route for a touchdown to Mitch Evans. And the Panthers look unstoppable. I can see a world where Dave said, okay, that's cool. That's enough.
Yeah. If that happens and that's how it shakes down, we're done. That's a one.
Right,
That's a
right.
one drive.
Michael, they got Jacoby Brissett out there.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, and Dave said it, you know, his idea is Kenny to play the rest of the first quarter,
right?
The rest of the first half, a little bit of the second, a little bit of the third, rather, and then the rest of it played by Kyle Trask.
You can call him Kyle Trash the way he's played lately.
Yeah,
we need something out
and
of him.
Listen,
we ain't pulling against
exactly
him.
what I told JT Sanders. You don't like it, prove me wrong.
Please.
Prove me wrong.
I just want to see 2 touchdown drives with Bryce Young in the game, bro. After that, you can ice them. That's all I want to see. I want to see 2 touchdown drives, and then you can take them off the field.
I think one really good clean one would cleanse your needs, and that would be all you would need.
But I tell you what's encouraging to me,
especially if it's a long drive, I guess.
Yeah,
it's encouraging to me, and Deez brought it up the other week, and I think we've touched on it in the past. The starters actually playing in a preseason.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
Yeah, that's why we start so damn slow every year. Honestly,
I've been saying it. I want us to play more in preseason, man. I'm so sick and tired of starting the season slow, man. I really am.
Skills, you back yet, brother?
Yes, sir. Right here with you.
All right, how are you feeling about the matter as far as it comes to snap counts? If you want to go players or first string as a whole, have at it, homie.
Yeah, so as far as the first string, I'm surprised that Dave's even going to play in this game, given his history. I'm not against what Pickle's saying. I know exactly what Pickle's saying, and I agree with him. But I'm just surprised Dave is going to actually do it. Give him 10 to 20 reps. Maybe he learned. Maybe he learned his lesson. Yeah, his way really hasn't worked.
Maybe Deez. Maybe he's listening to the folks around him this time.
I think that's why I was literally getting ready to say that, Pickle.
Sounds like
it.
Hopefully
come cut day, he listens to the folks around him as well.
He listens to Panther Pickle and the Blue and Black Attack and Cold Show and everybody else. That's what I hope. We'll tell him exactly who to keep. Because one I want to really keep and what I want to see Saturday, Cole, I know this is a little weird. It's a little different. But that's just kind of me. I'm just a little different. I want to see A.J. Dillon, man. I want to see him get another touchdown. Agreed. Or I want to see him get some other meaningful carries within a drive. I want to see him do something and contribute to the offense to make sure that he stays on this team. I know that we all want to see us go out there and throw the ball down the field and all this other stuff, and that's great. And I think if Bryce Young gets a touchdown, he's yanked. He's done. It's over. I don't care if it's on the first play of the game and Bryce Young throws a touchdown.
I was thinking the same thing. Throws an 80-yard bomb, he's done for the night.
Take him out. I would at this point, after what we've already suffered as far as injuries. I just don't want to see anybody else go down, risking playing our starters in the preseason. I'm risk-averse now after losing a couple of my guys I was really excited about seeing this year. So that's just me. I've kind of gone the opposite, but I do understand they do need the reps in the preseason, so that's fine. Let's run the ball better than we did at the Hall of Fame game. Let's get it on the ground more. Let's make more attempts. Let's show that we can have more physicality than our opponent is what I'm trying to say. I want to see us really bully these guys in the field and show that it's not only just our running game, or not just our passing game. We don't have to pass 34 times every game to win. We can run the ball and be effective too and burn the clock down. I really want to see the Panthers show that on Saturday, Cole.
I do too.
I'm not against that, Panther gal. I'm not against that one bit. I really ain't. I'm so sick and tired of starting slow in the season. As long as we stay healthy, I mean, you can get hurt. I mean, hell, we already seen it. You see players get hurt in training camp. I mean, if an injury is going to happen, it's going to happen. I mean, I hate to say that, and I never wish it on any person, but that's just the reality of football. Injuries happen. You definitely don't want to happen in preseason game where a preseason game really don't matter to a certain extent. I think it does matter in a way, but I'm not against them playing a whole corner.
Also, I want to say this, y'all. Jackson Key-Watch plays him at the game and looked really good. I really think that he's going to make this roster on special teams. And I really do. And now he's got a long way learning. It's only a 7th round pick, but hey, somebody got to start somewhere, right? Tom Brady was a 6th round pick who was largely inactive his entire rookie year. And then he got his first start because of injury to a starter, and the rest is history. And hey, it happens. It really does. So, I like Jackson Keywatch a lot. I like his ability. We joke a little bit that some of the photos makes him look like a vampire, but
Jacob.
Again, it's all in love and joking. And if he was standing in here, we would say that to him in a joking manner. And I'm sure he understands it's all love and joke.
I need him ruthless like a damn vampire.
Oh yeah, yes. And
cool.
Yes. And listen, the best
draw a little blood on something.
And
I'm cool with it.
I have no doubt.
He's a big linebacker.
Yes, and I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt that he's set up with Luke Kuechly a little bit and learned some in the film room.
Set in there with Devin. I think that's a great tape, Pickle. I want to do one more little quick subject, and then we'll rock out for the evening. Y'all can attack this 2 ways. I'm just talking about the first drive when the ones are out there. I'm just looking at some of the potential matchups we're going to have. I'm thinking about C.J. Stroud against our secondary. Don't know how much they're playing. I'm assuming they're all playing, especially Nico Collins going against JC potentially. I feel like that's going to be a really good matchup. Across their defensive line, Will Anderson's pretty legit. Sheldon Rankins is good. Daniel Hunter. Our good old friend Clowney's over there. They got some pieces on defense. We're going to have a pretty tough matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing our offensive line going against that. Y'all can do position groups or players. I think my most favorite is probably I'm really intrigued by Nico versus JC. If we can get a couple of drives of that, because those are 2 really good athletic players. I'm looking forward to that on Saturday. Jacob, you can do position groups or players. What are you looking for, or what are you expecting most out of that first group?
I'm looking at our wide receivers versus the Buffalo Bills corners. Like I think we actually.
Oh, it's the Bills. It's not the Texans. We're playing the Bills.
Yeah, we're playing
Saturday.
the Buffalo Bills.
I screwed that all up. My fault, yeah. I could have sworn
that matchup between
hold on
our wide receivers
next week. No, Texans are the last week. Go
My
ahead,
fault,
Jake.
y'all. Thank you for getting me right.
Anyways,
You on the right track.
matchup between our wide receivers and the Buffalo Bills corners, it seems like they've been having an issue there at the cornerbacks. Might keep drafting the corner. I guess they're still trying to search for that one true cornerback that they really need. I think we had the favorable matchup. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think our wide receivers are better than their corners, and I'm just interested to see what happens Saturday between that battle.
Right.
Pickle, how you feeling about that? As far as matchups, who are you looking forward to seeing going against our ones potentially against their ones?
I'm really looking at our ones. I want to see Jonathan Brooks. I want to see how he hits his holes, how he lines up. I want to see. I really think our entire offensive line practice the last couple of days, but they've already said that Lewis won't play, and they were. I don't think Hunt will play. He might.
I won't play. I wouldn't play either. If you're not gonna play one, don't play the other one.
Right.
That's
now,
how I look at that.
I know. I'm really curious on seeing who the backups that step into it. And Brady Christensen, poor heart, he's going to have to be back. He's going to have to play the top backup to every one of them guys. But
he'll play everywhere.
Yeah, he is. But and I'm really, really interested, and I'm wanting to see if they do how they use the tight ends. I'm curious to that. On defense, I want to see the linebacker. I want to see the inside linebackers. I want to see if anybody, Ben Martin Scott, Jackson
Keywatch.
I want to see one of them step up. I want to see one of them come up and demand more attention from the coaches. I want that. And hey, but you got to take it one step at a time. You know, like the safety, young safety we got. I love our two young safeties. I really do. And I'll just say this here, y'all, that those two young safeties in a year or two might be our two starters. That's a fact. And I asked it the other day. I'm going to ask it here. In what game will Ransom be fined for too hard of a hit?
This one.
Because you know what's going to happen.
This one.
I don't think they can find him in preseason.
I don't know, but the thing about it though is just like it's not like it's been like a head-to-head hit like this. That they're brutal. They're brutal hits, but that hit. I don't think that was a bad
good
hit.
hits. They're good hits, but they're brutal. But eventually, you're going to find somebody's going to blow up. They just are.
I mean,
skills. Go ahead, Jake. My fault.
I'm just saying, man. I love a hard hitting safety, man. I always have. And I know that you got to be safe at the same time, but man, I miss those safety that just used to just crack people out there.
We have one or two of them. Skills, I got my red and blue AFC teams completely wrong. What are you looking forward to most? It's the first string, or it could be position group or player against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I got two key things I'm looking for from the first string. Number one is a pass rush. We need to get some pressure. We need to apply some pressure. We need to beat some one-on-ones that we really didn't do in the Hall of Fame game. We let Carson Beck stand back there and look like he was a Hall of Famer, man. You know, it was his first game in the NFL. We got to do better than that from the pass rush side. And with our ones out there, I totally expect to see that. It should be nothing less given the roster. The roster is very improved over last season, to be honest. Okay? The second thing is some of the guys a little lower down the depth chart on the ones. They still are ones. Corey Thornton at nickel. Will Lee, some on the outside. If J.C. Horn moves to nickel, they are both ones. I need them to have better games in the secondary. They didn't have horrible games or awful games by any means in the Hall of Fame game, which is not that important anyway. But I want them to have better games this week because I really do feel like, Cole, in a lot of ways, our secondary is built out. I mean, how much more do you want to build up the secondary? I mean, really,
where
we are
to do
right
for
now.
You, like you always tell me. What do you want him to do, D?
What do you want Dan to do? Do you want him to come shine your shoes? Do you want to come wash your car? You want to come mow your grass out in the hot August sun? Is that what you want Dan to do? Because he's built the cornerback and the safety room up pretty well as far as depth. A lot of guys that should be serviceable contributors, guys that have the potential to make plays. And we saw that last year, and we saw that even this week in camp with Damani Richardson. These are guys that need to step up to the plate and perform when we're asking them to be on the field in this preseason game versus the Bills. Those are the two main things I'm looking for, that pass rush and that improved secondary play call.
For the good Lord's sake, let me try this one more time. But really, I'm sticking to my guns because it's really the same thing with Buffalo to me. They're decent up front. They're not as good as Houston is up front, but they got some weapons. Ed Oliver's solid. TJ Sanders, I like him as a younger player. Their defense is usually pretty good. So my honest answer, who I'm looking forward to most matchup-wise is one-on-one, is our old friend DJ Moore. Is he going to draw J.C. Horn? I'm really looking forward to seeing Josh Allen against our secondary. If we can keep Josh Allen in check, we know how good of a quarterback he is. So I'm really excited about that. And I can also say James Cook against our defensive line and our linebackers. We're going to see if we can stop the run, at least those first couple of drives. So there's a lot to be excited about and a lot to look forward to going into this game on Saturday. That's about all I got for tonight, my friends. Is there anything else y'all want to cover before we get into these announcements? Going once, twice. Everybody good?
I think we're going to win again Saturday. I think
too.
we do. And
we can do this. Who do you think is going to be player of the game, Jacob?
Player of the game? Ooh, man, that's a good one. Nilo. I think Nilo's going to be player of the game. Nilo on offense and on defense. I'm going to – man, that's a hard one on defense. I'm going to say Zakee Wheatley because I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. I'm going to go ahead with Zakee Wheatley.
All right, good pick. Panther Pickle. way too early, and we know it's just preseason. Who's going to be the player of the game in your eyes, sir?
I got him ready while Pickle thinks about it. I'm gonna go Jonathan Brooks on the offense. They said he already looks twitchy in training camp. They say he looks fast and can cut. So I'm gonna go Jonathan Brooks on offense. And then on defense, I'm right there with Jake. Instead of calling Wheatley, though, I'm gonna call Lathan Ransom. He's already laying hits, getting in trouble, just causing havoc, bleeding out his eye, whatever he's got to do to help the Carolina Panthers.
I love it.
I didn't get a good one, but I did find one of it. But anyway, Lathan Ransom is my pick on defense, along with Jonathan Brooks on offense, Cole.
I'm going to roll with I'm going to say Bryce Young's going to look tremendous on this first or second drive. So we're going to give him the game ball. I do like a Nalo touchdown catch already out the gate. That could probably happen. Defensive, I'm going to go secondary as well. I was honestly going to go both of y'all's answers, but for the sake of the program, I would switch it up a little bit. He had a rough game, I would say, last week. I think Will Lee is going to step up this week, and he could potentially have an interception and do some good work in lockdown coverage late into the game. Pants Pickle, you got your answer ready yet, my friend? But you are on mute. We can't hear you.
That's because I'm unmuted. I'm doing 3 things at once here. My player of the game is Jonathan Brooks. I think it's just, and I'm only going to go. Well, let me do this. The starters, the top guys, is Jonathan Brooks. I think he excites everybody, and I think me and Jake's battle against the anti-Chuba Hubbard haters are going to intensify Saturday night. Now that being said, I think after the game entirely, people are going to start questioning whether Nick Scott should lose his starting job.
Because we got some safeties coming, boy.
Evero, are you paying attention?
Diesel Skills, I'm going to let you close us out tonight, brother. We got so much going on, especially with the game going on Saturday. We got D-Money show. We got stuff going on recording. Tell everybody what we got happening, my brother.
Man, I'm going to tell you what. They drafted those safeties for a reason. Wheatley is here for a reason. Lathan Ransom is here for a reason, guys. We keep calling them out and saying they're pushing Nick Scott because they are. Pay close attention on Saturday. When you get bored and we're in the second half of the game and you're watching Kyle Trask go out there and do Kyle Trask things, pay attention to the Carolina Panthers defense and that secondary and what's going on back there. I promise you'll get excited for the season coming up here in 2026, just like you should be excited for the rest of the coverage we have here at the Blue and Black Attack. Saturday, we're going to have a video from the Brotherhood and D-Money. It's been a long time, but the Brotherhood is back. Let gold light shine down on this tight end room as we take a deep dive into the Panthers' already existing tight end room. We've talked all week long about the addition of Darren Waller, what it means to this Carolina Panthers team. But this Saturday, our video, the Brotherhood edition, breaks down what the rest of this tight end room can do for the Carolina Panthers this year. So I'm excited about that, Cole. Should be a great video and a good return to the Brotherhood. And on top of that, we're back in to deal with it on Monday. Well, I know what. I tell you what, Panther Pickle will probably be ready to go after the game Saturday. And I know I will too, because I'm excited to watch this preseason game. I'm excited to break down what these guys do in the second half when nobody else is watching, when everybody else is eating chicken wings, when everybody else is ordering pizza. I'm going to be watching this second and third and fourth string in that second half playing this game, and we're going to be ready to break it down for you Saturday afternoon. So we got a video that morning, and then we're going to have a live probably that afternoon in case Pickle just don't feel like it, and I doubt that'll be the case.
Sounds good to me. That's so much going on. I appreciate y'all for coming out and listening and watching. Jacob, Pickle, anything y'all got to say before we rock out?
Just all love. We appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't make sure you already subscribe. Make sure you share our video if you can, and just we appreciate every single one of y'all, and can't wait till Saturday to watch the game. Keep pounding.
Pickle, thank you for always taking care of me.
Keep fucking pounding. And like my man D Money says, If you ain't with us now, you ain't welcome to the parade.
Shout out to Brother D Money. This is the Cold Show. This is on the Blue&Black Attack. We are out.
This is the Cold Show coming to you weekly. Black and blue attack on the blitz so quickly. Carolina Panthers since 1995. Keep pounding till the day that we die. Protect the bank, this is our Queen City. Tell the haters ice up the 79 teams 50. JC Horn locking up, that's our seatbelt. Derrick Brown no come down, that's how we felt. NFC South is always the villains.
Oh no, JC.
How you gonna stop Bryce to McMillian? The future is now this our division. Carolina Panthers get ready for collisions.